nice of you, Brett. Thank you very much. And Patty Ann came to the studio yesterday, and she was so kind. She has always been kind to me. And Bill O'Reilly, unbelievable gentleman. He is, he's been great. I've always told you this is a show, as we're breaking the set down here and restoring it to the way it was, which is weird. We're not transforming it, we're restoring it. Anyway, I told you this show was a show. It is. We believe in something, but we do a show. We have to get the eyeballs. That's why you remember the show we did with the bunny and the bunny and the chainsaw? I will admit, many times I only do things like this to hack the left off. I will admit that. But we, in the time that we have been together, we've tried to give you the tools, and now is the time for action. And I'm not your leader, and you know that. America is made of individuals, and when the individuals are strong, when the entrepreneur is strong, then we heal ourselves. That's the secret. It's you and me and people who disagree with us politically that made this country great. And it's the same with the show. It's not just me, it's you, and it's the crew. This crew, I didn't know this. I didn't know this happened in television. I mean, sometimes I'm just the dumbest guy. Stop hiding back there, Oscar. This crew taught me something, and so did the crew that I worked at the other network. And I've seen it. I mean, it's really bad at some of these networks. I think all the crew is just dead inside at some of the big networks. And it's because nobody ever asked them their opinion. Did I not say, who did I say first time? Jack, was it you that I said to the first time? Harry, I know you heard it. I said, what'd you guys think of that? And one of these guys said, you talking to me? I said, yeah. It's insane. You would think, you come here every night, and you think I have answers or I have creative ideas, but sometimes it comes from these guys. There was a time when I was going to get rid of the chalkboards. And I said, I don't know, maybe we need to do something high-tech or something. And it was Oscar that said, no. I think it was something, and I was like, okay, well, that's not good. I think Oscar said something like, his signature. I think you said, you are Mr. Chalkboard. You are a chalkboard. I'm like, I'm all dusty, and that is my signature. It was Oscar to thank for that. Was it Oscar, you were the one who said also that we should talk to the black community, with black conservatives, and find out what they were saying? It was his idea. We didn't just do one show. We did 2 shows. We followed up with it. It was an amazing, amazing show. Jack was the guy who said, you should have a juggler on. Oh, we did. I don't remember. Do you remember why we had the juggler on? Yeah. Yeah.
We gave him balls with like inflation, the economy.
Oh yeah, he was juggling all the balls of inflation and everything else, and his idea. I remember it was Jack and Oscar. It was Jack mainly that came up to me after the founding fathers that were African American, and he was angry. Why didn't we know this? Why? There was one time that I was talking to a guest, David Horowitz, about racial profiling by law enforcement. And Jack said to me, that's wrong. We went into a break, right? Yeah. And is he mic'd? Can people hear him? No, can't hear him. Okay. So he said, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why. But he said, you got to go back and ask him something. And I said, I don't know. You ask him. And he looked at me and said, what? I said, come on, you ask him. So we put him on. Watch. Here's Jack. When we went into the break, Jack and Oscar, and Jack is the sound guy, Oscar runs camera 3 here, they both said to me, he doesn't know what the hell he's even talking about. And yeah. Well, first of all, Jack, you tell me. Why does he have it wrong?
You have it wrong for a simple reason. I borrowed my friend's truck. I was pulled over because of a brake light. I said, fine, just give me the ticket and I'll take care of it.
Harry, who is behind camera 2, you can barely see Harry here. Harry has been here. This guy he knows more about the Middle East than I do. He's traveled all over the world. He asked me once during a break, why deflation was a bad thing. As I started to explain it, I realized that would make a good segment. We changed the next segment of the show. It'd also bring in all kinds of great examples of propaganda and books that we've used on this program. Did they make a difference? I think so. I think so. And that is the key, that it is not one person dictating down. When you work as a team, when you hire good people, we all have the ability to make the difference. We may not all stand in this light, but if it wasn't for the people behind me, never in the light, well, then we wouldn't really have a good show. When we went on the air with this show, it was, is it over here? Here. This is, I said, here. This is only the third time that I'd ever done live television before. It was the day before President Obama's inauguration. This show is linked to this iconic event. We end up now, 29 months later, with the firm reliance on the individual, not the pomp and circumstance, none of that. Somebody said to me a while back, the best negotiating advice I have ever gotten: never negotiate. Make promises. Never threaten. Make promises. Know what you believe and then just state it. I have to tell you, when I was saying that I was going to leave, a lot of people thought I was negotiating. I think even my agent thought I was negotiating at first. He was like, "Well, that's going to be a good negotiation." I was like, no, that's it. They're done. You state, you make promises to people. My promise to you, it was my promise to you that I would stay until the changing of the seasons. Any members of the press that want to know what really happened, I invite you now to go back to the transcripts of this program. No one in my audience is surprised that I'm leaving. Go to glennbeck.com and find out what's ahead for me. But quick stop, I left breadcrumbs everywhere. I knew what the media would say, and I wanted to make sure no one questioned it. Do we have the videotape from South Dakota? Nope. Someplace, we have it in a vault. I said, about a year ago, maybe a little longer than a year ago, I was in South Dakota, and I tried to say it because I knew nobody from the mainstream press would be there. And I remember I walked off stage, and Joe said to me, "Glenn, do you know what you just said?" And I said, "Yes, I do. Yes, I do." What I said on stage was, I don't know what the next few months brings to me. I will tell you this, that I don't think it's going to be television. I said it for a reason, because I knew exactly what the press would say. Also on September 30th, I said this on this program. I talked to a trusted friend about 6 months ago, and he gave me, I think, some sage advice. He said, "Well, where would you run to?" I said, I don't know. He said, "To everything there is a season. Continue. Continue for a season, because you don't ever run from something. You run to something." But I sense, metaphorically, that the leaves are changing. The seasons are changing. I don't know if we're headed into winter, or I hope into spring. That conversation came with a trusted advisor because I said, I'm not supposed to be here anymore. I'm not supposed to be doing this. There's something else I'm supposed to be doing. And he said, well, you can't define it yet. And I said, no, I'm this close. He said, wait a season. You will know. I say these things now because I want you to know, I want the record to be clear. I also want you to know which media organizations you can trust and which one you can't. I also want to make this promise that they will not hear again, because they didn't hear the message of 828. They won't hear the message of restoring courage in Israel. They won't hear this message now. But for those members of the media who are celebrating, I waited for a season. I know exactly where I'm going. And you will pray for the time when I was only on the air for 1 hour every day. Back in a second.